On the eve of revolution, the 13 British colonies were not a unified nation, but a jumble of competing societies: Puritan shipbuilders in Massachusetts, Quaker merchants in Pennsylvania, Anglican planters in Virginia, and Scots-Irish frontiersmen in the Carolinas. They spoke different dialects, worshipped in different churches, and grew different crops. Why would such a fractious patchwork ever agree to rebel against the most powerful empire on earth? The answer lies in the very system that had kept them so distinct, and the sudden shattering of that arrangement after 1763. For most of the colonial era, Britain practiced what historians later called salutary neglect. Parliament passed laws to regulate trade, the Navigation Acts, but rarely enforced them. Colonial assemblies, meanwhile, grew accustomed to making their own decisions, levying taxes, raising militias, and governing local affairs with minimal interference. A Virginian planter or Boston merchant might feel proudly British, but he also assumed that his elected representatives, not a distant parliament, had the right to tax him. This sense of self-governance ran deep, and it varied by region. New England's rocky soil bred tight-knit communities of farmers, fishermen, and artisans, governed by town meetings that decided everything from road repairs to schoolmasters. The Middle Colonies, New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, were a commercial crossroads, their ports bustling with grain exports and their populations a mix of Dutch, German, Scots, Irish, and English. Here, religious tolerance and ethnic diversity were practical necessities. The Southern Colonies, by contrast, were dominated by a planter elite who grew tobacco and rice on large slave-worked plantations, creating a hierarchical society with stark wealth gaps. Yet in all three regions, local assemblies wielded real power, and they guarded it jealously. Then came the French and Indian War, from 1754 to 1763. Britain poured enormous resources into expelling France from North America, and its victory left it with a massive national debt and a new empire to administer. London decided the colonists should help pay for their own defense. Parliament passed the Sugar Act in 1764 and the Stamp Act in 1765, not as minor tweaks but as deliberate assertions of authority. Salutary neglect ended overnight. The colonists reacted with fury, not primarily because of the tax amounts but because of the principle. Parliament, in which they had no representatives, claimed the right to tax them directly. That clash between imperial control and colonial self-rule, nurtured by decades of benign neglect and sharpened by the diversity of each region's interests, would soon force the question: could 13 very different colonies agree on anything? The coming crisis would test them, and to Britain's surprise, unite them. This video about 13 colonies, one empire is part of our larger American Revolution for Revolution's Industrial World Students course. The course is entirely free and has more than 100 subtopics inside it. We are excited for you to try it, and the link is in the description.